What's difficult? He turns himself in. Then it's easy.
Gina Carano never backed down. Despite currently being embroiled in controversy, Gina Carano remains an inspiration for men and women around the world by standing by her convictions. She's refusing to bow to the Hollywood left, and when people would have caved in the face of such public onslaught, Gina remains steadfast in her beliefs. So it's not surprising that her nickname when she began her fighting career was Gina Conviction Carano. Winston Churchill once said, "One man with conviction will overwhelm 100 who have only opinions." Growing up in Las Vegas, Gina was a fierce and dominant competitor in everything she did. In high school, she competed in several sports, leading her basketball team to a state championship. Her drive to compete remained, and after visiting Master Toddy's Muay Thai Academy on the insistence of her boyfriend, Kevin Ross, she began training in earnest after a trainer there told her that she was too fat. A few months later, she had her first full rules Muay Thai fight. She dominated the violent sport, amassing a record of 12-1-1 and starring in the Oxygen original reality television series Fight Girls in 2006. The show was a hit and gave the world just a small taste of the star that Gina was to become in the future. Fast forward to 2006, it was a big year for Gina. In addition to the Fight Girls series, she received an offer to participate in the first ever sanctioned female MMA fight in Nevada with World Extreme Fighting.
In a fight scene, and Michelle is now my first female fight scene, and it is, a lot different.
Despite having never competed in MMA, she dominated her opponent Leticia Pestova, knocking her out cold in just 38 seconds. She continued her success in MMA, fighting for the biggest promotions of the world, including World Pro Fighting, Strikeforce, and eventually fighting in the first ever televised female MMA fight on Showtime. In the bout, she defeated the vastly more experienced fighter Julie Kedzie by unanimous decision. Although she didn't necessarily like the title, Gina became known as the face of women's MMA and is widely considered almost solely responsible for the sport's surge in popularity. She became a household name and brought the sport out of the dark and onto the outlets, such as Showtime. Her popularity could not be denied. She had the looks, the personality, and most importantly, the skills to be a true ambassador for the sport. In August of 2009, Gina suffered her first and only loss in MMA to Brazilian powerhouse Cris Cyborg. She retired shortly after to fully pursue her burgeoning film and movie career. As with everything else in her life, Gina threw herself into the world of Hollywood, determined to be among the best. She was cast on the NBC television show American Gladiators. She followed that shortly with the roles in Command & Conquer, Red Alert 3, and was also featured in the film Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White. Her dedication to the craft began to pay big dividends when she landed the starring role in 2011 Steven Soderbergh's directed film Haywire. She was praised for her fight scenes and caught the public's attention with a unique and powerful blend of beauty, sex appeal, and athleticism. She was then cast in the lead role for In the Blood, an action thriller directed by John Stockwell. Another one of the milestones in her career came in 2013 when she co-starred in Fast and Furious 6 alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The movie was a smash hit and Gina was once again praised for her performance. Gina appeared in multiple TV shows and other movies, including Avengeline, Extraction, and in 2016 played the part of Angel Dust in the box office smash Deadpool. With her popularity and box office drawing power surging in 2018, Gina was announced as part of the cast of The Mandalorian, a critically acclaimed project developed by Lucasfilms as their first live-action Star Wars television series. She was cast as the character Cara Dune. She played the role of Cara Dune in The Mandalorian for 2 seasons, garnering wide critical and popular acclaim. In 2020, Gina came out under fire for more conservative political views. She had never been shy about voicing her feelings about any subject, and this was no exception. Instead of bowing to public pressure from the cancel culture, Gina continued to make her voice heard, standing by her opinions and embodying the moniker Conviction. Even with the threat of being canceled, Gina would not be intimidated. She continued to voice her opinion via social media and on February 12, 2021, was fired from the role of Cara Dune by Lucasfilm. Not one to accept defeat and never to back down from a challenge, Gina fired back within 24 hours, announcing a new movie project she'd be working on with The Daily Wire. Gina said, "The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams, develop and produce my own film, come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I'm sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I've only begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them." This is the spirit that allowed her to become a champion with multiple sports and climb to the very pinnacle of the acting world. She's been wildly successful in everything she's done, and anyone who thought that Gina Carano would go down without a fight is sorely mistaken. She is a role model for everyone to stand firm in their conviction and fight for what they believe in, even if it differs from popular public opinion. What are your thoughts on Gina? Tell us in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you don't miss on more motivational content.